Okay, so this keyboard that I'm about to build for you guys was really surprising for me. This here is the MMD87 10 keyless keyboard by, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this properly, ACGAM, I don't know, ACGAM, who knows. But anyways, this keyboard here, I don't know, it's one of those, is definitely a budget keyboard. I got this for like $70 off of whatgeek.com, and I'm building this for my friend because his birthday's coming up and I wanted to get him something personal and special, so I decided to build out a keyboard for him. Now, he's my friend, and yes, I could have gotten something with like a Keychron like I did before, or, you know, maybe spent a little bit more money and got something like the Zoom 75. But I wanted to try this one out because for the value of, for the price of this keyboard, it seemed like you got a pretty decent value. So it is a plastic case. However, this keyboard does come with wireless, so you get the Bluetooth as well as the 2.4 gigahertz USB connection, and you also get USB-C cable, which is really nice. And it does come with south-facing LEDs and hot swappable sockets, hot swappable PCB. So I was like, hey, you know what? This seems like a really good deal. Let's go with it. So today we're gonna just be building it out. I decided to use the JWick T1 tactile switches. These actually really surprised me as well. I actually really like these switches. They're very cheap. I think for something like a set of 70, you can get it for $17.50 off of kineticlabs.com. To be perfectly honest, that's just a really good deal. They're a really solid tactile switch that comes pre-lubed from the factory, and to be perfectly honest, I actually think the lubing from the factory is just really well done. Really smooth, little to no scratchiness, good, concise feel. Now these are a top and bottom nylon housing with a palm switch, standard spring length, and a 67 gram actuation point. So they're a little bit heavier, but I think for like gaming stuff like that, you kind of want something with a little bit more like oomph, right? So linear is great for typing, tactiles, especially with something with some like force to it. They're gonna feel really good. So went with these. I also think they just look really cool. I mean, I just like the color scheme of these, like the black and then the blue stem. I think they just look really good. Just like in all of our other videos, we're just gonna take this apart, take a look at it. Honestly, this keyboard is case mounted. There's really not much in here. There's not even case foam, and I think there's a little bit of plate foam between the plate and the PCB, but other than that, really bare bones. You can see that there's like the battery in there, but yeah. So yeah, let's just put everything together, see what it sounds like stock. As for the keycaps that I'm using today, I found these on eBay. These are really cool. My friend's a really big fan of Final Fantasy VII, and I found these Advent Children Final Fantasy VII keycaps. I thought they looked really cool. Like on the spacebar, you get Cloud, and then you get Sephiroth in his one-winged form. The font is like the Advent Children font, and you get Cloud's insignia in some of the symbols. Really cool. I was really happy with these. They're a little bit pricey, but I think they came out really well. They are double shot PBT. No, I'm sorry. They are die sub PBT. And a little bit thicker than what I think I normally like to get, and I'm kind of hoping that it'll kind of change the sound profile a little bit. The nice thing about the JWick switches is that they have a really nice deep a thud sound to it, like when you press down on it, and so I'm kind of hoping this will kind of accentuate it a little bit. So yeah, let's put everything together and let's just see what it sounds like. Okay, so wow. I actually think these sound really good. I mean like this. I mean like the keyboard. I think the keyboard actually sounds really good. Now this is not like a thocky sound profile for sure. This is more of your clacky sound profile. But I think the plastic case and I don't know, maybe it's just the way it's designed, and with the fact that we have these slightly thicker PBT keycaps with the JWick lower sound profile switches, I think it just sounds really good. And to be perfectly honest, I think it actually sounds good enough. I don't think I'm gonna mod this one. I think it sounds really good as is. Now, I personally don't know if my friend prefers a thocky sound or a clacky sound, but he's gonna get what he's gonna get. He's gonna get what I think sounds good. But yeah, anyways, like I don't really know what to do with this. I think it sounds really great. I like the clackiness of the high end. I think it's there without being too, like, there's no pinginess. You get some of that nice sound of the board with that slight plasticky hollow sound, but then you do hear a little bit of that, you know, plate foam, like just a little bit of it, where like if you really start rolling your fingers, you get some of that marbliness. But I don't know. I personally just think this sounds really good, so I'm actually not gonna mod this one. I thought I was gonna have to, but yeah, no, I'm just not going to. And so yeah, I honestly think this is a really great keyboard for the budget. I was really surprised. My few complaints of the keyboard is that I don't like how you have to take it apart. You kind of have to pry the top case off. Now they do say you can buy other top cases to replace it, which is kind of cool. Like there's a black one, I think there's a gold one, and then of course we're using the white one. But just the way you have to, like, there's like 3 screws you have to take off, then you have to pry it off. I'm just not a huge fan of that. I prefer cases where it's just screws and then it just kind of lifts off. And then the RGB is a bit weak. Maybe it's the keycaps that I'm using that doesn't really allow anything to shine through. But I can't really see anything. It just doesn't really seem like they're doing much. To be perfectly honest, I actually thought the keyboard was a little bit broken when I first plugged it in. I didn't even realize that the LEDs were just that weak. So that's probably my own downside. But again, if you're looking for like a great beginner, good sounding, if you're looking for that clacky sound profile keyboard, yeah, this is it. MMD87. It's a 10 keyless. I think it sounds really good. You just need switches and keycaps that you like, and I think you have one great sounding keyboard that feels really good to type on and comes with everything you need. Again, like I said, it's wireless. You can do a wired. It's got it, you know. I was really surprised. So yeah, I'm gonna give this to my friend as is. I think it's really good. This build really surprised me, and I'm happy for that. I'm happy that there are budget companies out there making keyboards that sound great without needing to add a ton of stuff to it, right? Like if you want that thocky, foamy sound, by all means, get PCB foam, do tape mod, do a force break mod, add that case foam, do it. This keyboard honestly would probably thock really nicely. Just based on like what I'm hearing now, I think it's gonna thock really nicely. But for that clacky sound, you really don't have to do much. Just get some switches, get some keycaps. You got yourself a great keyboard. So yeah, I hope you guys like this video. I hope you guys like the build. It's Final Fantasy VII build. I think it looks really good. I really like how everything kind of came together. And to be honest, I'm really happy with how it sounds too. So with that, guys, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.